Alright, fuckers, welcome back to Practicing Portraits, an artwod roadmap, right? What is artwod? The best platform in the world to teach you how to draw from imagination, where they give you the work, not the shortcut, work that lets you draw like this with simple and complex forms after 3 years and 8 months of practice, right? Who am I? I'm Viggy. This channel is a repository of my practice to prove that anybody, especially you, can draw. Granted, we do the one thing that we have control over, effort. And to put in as much effort as we can, as often as we can, and with as much intensity as we can, and then rest. You know, spacing effect, blah blah blah. Anyways, get your pen, get your paper, fucking draw along, right? Yeah, actually, I think overall, like, there's a lot of issues with this, but I'm getting better at spacing things out, right? It's not bad. It's not bad. Just as an aside, but yeah, get your pen, get your paper, draw along. Let's fucking put effort together, right? Body doubling, keep me on the background, give me retention. What other buzzwords do I use? I think that's basically it. But yeah, welcome back, welcome back. Right? I didn't feel like drawing right now, and I won't feel like drawing 3 hours from now, and yet I will continue to persist because continuing to continue is really all any of us can do. Right? So what are we doing? We're doing the artwod portrait roadmap. I'm encompassing a portrait reference that I have over on the left inside of a box. Right? But when I mean encompassing, I mean I'm visualizing all of this. This entire fuckery is what I'm trying to visualize at the end of it all, right? As my solidified schema, right? I've already started thinking, right? So I'm trying to visualize this, and already this is taxing my brain, and this is the effort, this extreme discomfort that I'm already in, that I must lean into, right? So I'm visualizing the box, I'm visualizing the seen through XYZ axis and the visible XYZ axis, right? And then I'm trying to connect them, right, as a seen through box, and then I'm trying to see the diagonal cross sections. And already my mind is making this a lot thinner than it needs to be. Like, this is what my mind is basically envisioning, right? Something like this. Incorrect. It needs to be this deep, right? Because this is a cube, right? This is what I need to envision. So again, drawing is thinking. Let us never forget that. But drawing is thinking at the end of the day. And that is already a pretty difficult angle for me to visualize, right? But that's what, and I'm trying to do it at this scale. So I'm looking at the portrait reference. I'm really trying to get down the tilt, right? Because there's nuance in the tilt. Like, my brain, the schema, the mental model that my brain has consolidated is like this subtle tilt a little bit, and then maybe like some really extreme ones. But the in-betweens, it's still something that it struggles with, as well as this bottom face angle, because the person's eyebrow line's right here, their nose is somewhere around here, their mouth is like in jaws, whatever, somewhere right around there, right? Like that's the head. And that's the head, voice crack, that's the head. But obviously, I don't draw in that angle, so therefore there's a new mental model. Everything is a mental model that taxes your working memory, and that's why we are not trying to understand patterns, we're trying to understand the logic and the placement of these. They are patterns, right? Like, they do of course exist as a pattern, but they come together as a spatially reasoned geometric volume, right? But yeah, the overall goal is to envision the box like I'm trying to do right now, and the box keeps going up, by the way. Like, right now I can barely see the invisible XYZ axis, right? I can barely see it, but I'm trying to visualize the invisible side of the box and the visible side of the box, and I'm trying to really lean in, and now I'm trying to see, there you go, now I'm trying to see the, let's see, what am I trying to see? I'm trying to see through the box, and now I'm trying to see the invisible diagonal cross sections, which is this. Right? Visible, invisible, visible, invisible. Like, every single bit of this I'm trying to visualize, right? If that looks extremely difficult, it is extremely difficult, right? So come on, let's keep putting in efforts, right? I don't know who the fuck I'm talking to, because nobody's ever drawing along with this shit. I think some people do, which is awesome, right? But anyways, like, my brain is not really consolidating or really any of this information is being, like, I'm not really seeing the entire scene through box, but I'm trying to force myself to lean in and make a lot of mistakes. Again, every time I make a mistake, I just force myself to feel good, right? Because my brain is releasing a lot of norepinephrine and acetylcholine right now. Norepinephrine for stress, acetylcholine for focus and attention, and spotlighting what the errors that I'm making, which I have to notice, and then you attach dopamine to them, right? You attach dopamine to them. I'm feeling good about these extreme mistakes that I'm making. And again, this box keeps going all the way up here. It needs to be roughly around here. And I'm already getting that slight head pressure from trying to visualize all of this, right? But I have to lean in. We have to lean in even further. I'm looking back at the reference right now just to make sure I understood, or I understand, I guess, not I guess, but I understand the order of operations when it comes to like how it fits over the head, right? And there you go. I'm trying to really, really fucking see this and connect it, right? What I'm basically trying to do is I'm trying to see inside, like, the, what's it called? The inside, the invisible XYZ axis, and then I'm trying to connect, and then I'm trying to see the visible one, right? In conjunction, right? Trying to make sure that it connects properly. And then I'm trying to connect it in my mind. And after I build that, I'm trying to see this, the invisible cross sections, right? That is the mental model that I'm building. And it's extremely difficult, and that's why it's extremely worthwhile, right? But I don't know if I have anything specifically to talk about today, but just know that like my brain is already like it can't really see this at all, and it's consistently diverging the lines themselves, right? And at the same time, I'm looking back at the portrait, and I'm in a lot of discomfort right now. I'm looking back at the portrait reference, trying to make sure that I'm in the correct angle, and then I'm trying to see the visible XYZ axes. Now I'm just trying to hold it. It's barely being held. It's like completely loose, and like it's beautiful because my brain keeps wanting to squish the narrowness again. It keeps trying to make this front plane extremely narrow when it should be much not that wide, maybe like up to here, but much wider because we do see more of the side of the face. But this is beautiful. I'm gonna try to hold this for as long as fucking possible, and I'm gonna try to see the cross sections as much as I can, right? And right now my brain again is consistently just trying to make the front plane much more narrow than it actually is, and I'm just using this as an anchor point for like the bottom left of the front plane of this box, but I'm taking that away now, and we're just trying to, and again my brain is just making the tilt much more subtle when it needs to be way more explicit, right? So I have to fight against that. We have to constantly actively put effort against the understood, like we have to actively put effort against what our brain already understands. We have to push the ability that it is, that you have to just push your current ability. What the fuck? Push your current ability. Can't even speak right now, but I'm trying to seriously see through this box, right? Seriously see through it. Over here as well, visible XYZ. Okay, I have held that a little bit, just a little bit. I think I'm losing the tilt, but I'm holding it just a little bit. And now that I've got that, I'm trying my absolute best to hold this box. And I'm okay. Invisible diagonal cross section, visible cross section, and it's beautiful because every time I do this, it keeps getting narrower and narrower, right? So I have to constantly fight against that. Visible, invisible, visible, invisible, and it's not as much of an extreme tilt as it should be. So like that. So like this is the tilt my brain just naturally gravitated towards because that's what it's comfortable with, and this is what I'm pushing it against, right? This is what I'm being like, no, you are incorrect. I'm trying to hold this. I'm really trying to hold this, the entire box, to the best of my ability, right? And the front plane is consistently trying to be as more narrow, and I'm actively pushing against that. And I'm trying to hold the entire box, seen through in my head, with every diagonal cross section. I'm barely doing it, by the way. Like when I'm saying I'm trying to do it, I'm actively, if I were trying to actually say like how much of that I visualize, it's about 20%, right? But I'm trying to calculate that in my mind to the best of my ability. Leaning in, this is where output regression occurs, right? This is where I lean in, this is where you lean in and you really try to see it as well, as well as you can. Yeah, this is like really fucking me up, which is good. This is exactly what I need, is for it to fuck me up, right? Fuck me up, fam. All right, but like we really need it to be in this extreme amount of discomfort, right? And now, again, trying to see the visible, right? And there you go. Now that I see this, I'm trying to hold it. I see it decently. It's like a solid 60% there, the box, the seen-through box. And now this, immediately it's going to start faltering, like collapsing the second I tried adding what I'm about to do now, which is the diagonal cross sections. And I have to hold that invisible, visible, visible, invisible, and then invisible over here, and then visible over here. Okay. I'm not saying okay. Oh, okay, that's what I meant to say, okay, but that was good. Again, constantly taxing my working memory, right? It's genuinely cognitive endurance. You just have to keep pushing, and then you rest, because you push yourself very hard, and now we utilize the micro gap effect, right? The gap effect, micro effect, whatever the fuck. But yeah, please rest your brain. Yeah, I was just actually watching this is a video for beginner artists, you are not alone video on my channel, right? That's in my year 1 to 2 playlist. I know I mentioned that video a lot, but genuinely, like, it's a great reminder for me as well. Because it's me. I lived that. I lived all that experience. But when I see all the fucking work I did, I'm like, damn, I did that shit. I did that much fucking work. God damn, bro. I'm so glad I persisted. But I'm in the same phase right now, which is like, damn, I am in that same phase where I'm gonna look back and be like, holy shit, am I really fucking kept drawing this over and over again, trying to see lines that don't exist. And trust me, I get how hard it is to see things that don't exist. Like, I fucking get it. Okay, like we're literally superimposing a non-reality onto a page and trying to turn it into a reality, which is right now just an invisible geometric, basically invisible lines that form geometric space, right? That form spatial reasoning. And just thinking about that is genuinely friction. It is, for lack of a better word, it is not a headache, but it can feel headache inducing. Like, it can be a lot of pressure on your brain, right? So again, let me just do the smaller version of this. Like, that's still not, I think, yeah, it's a little bit more the tilt, right? And like, the thing is, like, I'm so glad I started this channel because it genuinely gives me a reason to just keep going as well. Like, like, I would have kept going no matter what, but I'm so glad I'm showing what that keep going looks like for myself. For myself, voice crack. Not even voice crack, it's like fucking gravelly voice. But for myself and others, right? Because this is intensely difficult, right? And I'm gonna be here for a very, very long time. Like, I'm genuinely gonna be here for a very, very long time. So it's good to constantly remind myself, like, hey, like, you've done this valley of despair, quote unquote, before, which was, again, I'm reframing that valley of despair as a valley of sheer effort, because that's really all I'm doing right now. Again, I'm trying to see the invisible XYZ, trying to see the visible, right? And okay, I need to move it back here. There you go. Trying to see the invisible and then the visible. Trying to hold it, right? Trying to hold it to the best of my ability. Really trying to hold it. I don't think the tilt is enough. Yeah, see, again, I tilted it. And I'm really uncomfortable right now, but I tilted it like this, but it needs to be way more. And this is the discomfort that I'm constantly feeling that I just have to lean into, right? That I just have to lean into and be like, okay, there it is. There's the box. There's the visible, right? Again, ghost slowly. Get the invisible box, like the correct tilt down, right? Get the invisible plane down. And now try to connect it all together. I'm trying to hold it all together and then visualize while trying to get that tilt. So, like, tilt it even more, right? And now visualize the invisible cross sections, diagonal cross sections on every visible and invisible plane. When I say invisible, I didn't mean invisible. I meant just visualize the cross sections on every invisible and visible plane, right? And that is what I am. And again, like, it keeps trying to tilt another way, so, like, I have to hold this. I'm trying to hold it, and again, the box is, like, condensing, it's collapsing, it's diverging, right? There's a lot of things happening all at once, but I'm just trying to hold and see it all in my mind. I'm trying to hold it. Okay, there you go. Just first, and this is what I have to lean into, is like this sense of seeing, the sense of literally seeing the lines, right? The sense of just, there you go. There's the visible, invisible, right? And then invisible and visible. There you go. And just the sense of seeing this box, seeing this invisible. And I feel like I'm actually seeing it pretty decently right now. I just need to keep fucking holding it. But I do think the front plane is a bit too shallow, so I'm trying to make it a little bit larger, right? But there you go. And obviously I'm trying to add some convergence to the bottom here, right? Some convergence to the top here. But actually, holy shit, I do see it. Okay, I need to hold this. So I actually do see basically like 80% of it. But I need to hold this to the best of my ability. Holy fuck, I'm actually seeing it. Like a solid 60 to 70%. 80 maybe might have been too much, but I need to hold. This is not output regression. This is me actually making an active effort to visualize and calculate everything. And it's actually working. Holy shit, and I lost it. But you see, that's how it happens. And then I take a step back, and then we try again. We look at the perspective. I look at the portrait reference, right? Try to put that box there again, right? But this is beautiful. This is exactly how learning occurs. Just constantly making a legitimate, continuous effort, right? And reminding yourself that this beautiful mistake, these errors that you keep making, because again, I lost the box again. This is just the back plane, right? This is the X, this is the X, this is the Y, and then this is the Z. Right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm trying to visualize this. X, Y, Z, invisible, visible, x, sorry, y, z, x. And then that is the box. That's the box. Obviously, I want to converge this a little bit more and this a little bit more. So this backplane is wider because it does have to be wider, right? But overall, that's still not tilted enough, funny enough. So I need to actually tilt it even more. Perhaps like, it's like this. Let me see. What I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the portrait reference and I'm just using my pen. I'm closing one eye. So imagine like one eye closed, one eye open. I have my pen in my hand, right? And I just have it in front of me. But imagine like this is where the portrait is. And I'm just squinting with one eye. I'm trying to place the box. I'm basically doing this. Like I'm basically just, you know, ghosting the box over the person's head, but like looking at the reference itself. So that's what I'm trying to do right now to get the curvature, or not the curvature, sorry, the tilt correct, right? And yeah, this is all beautifully uncomfortable. Again, it's all beautifully fucking uncomfortable because this is exactly where learning occurs, right? This moment right here, this what I'm doing right now is where learning is occurring. And I know you can't, this is like the only time you won't be able to see what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, I was just like ghosting it. But anyways, let's go back to ghosting it and visualizing the box. I don't know why I said the box like that. But yeah, I have a warm pressure on my head too, right? This is the invisible X, invisible Y, invisible Z, right? And it's not like this, it's this, right? And I need to bring this down too. I need to bring the overall drawing down here. And okay, I'm trying to visualize it again. I'm trying to get the tilt accurate, right? This is the tilt. So I'm trying to hold that tilt. And let's see. I'm trying to hold that tilt. This is too much. Hold up. This is trying to hold. This is the tilt. There you go. Okay, so there you go. And now I'm seeing the visible XYZ. I'm trying to really, really make it have more depth in my mind as I do this. Okay, I barely see it, but while I barely see it, I'm forcing myself to see the invisible cross sections, right? Because that, and now I'm like really leaning into it. I'm not even gonna ghost anymore. I'm just gonna lean into seeing the entire box with the invisible and visible diagonal cross sections. And this is incredibly difficult. I need to bring it back down here, but this is incredibly difficult to do. And I do see the visible and I do see the invisible actually quite well. I actually do see the box quite well for like the entire box. Although this was happening at the top. It's going like this. This is my brain is cutting it off here. And this discrepancy for the front plane, like this right here, this entire discrepancy, my brain is like struggling to meet in terms of like this gap. And that's how learning occurs. And that's where you feel good. I just forced myself to feel good again. It's like, the thing is, people think errors are the worst thing, right? Like they're bad, but errors are literally the best, objectively speaking, like pure objectivity, neuroscience, how our brain learns. Errors are how we recognize, right? The discrepancy between what we are currently capable of, what we are currently capable of, and what we are aspiring to be, understanding, right? The capability we are aspiring to achieve and understand. And that is, again, when you attach dopamine, when you feel good about this to this process, you attach it to this process, your brain, you're highlighting to it like, hey, this is the gap. This is the beautiful, beautiful gap between applicability and understanding that you have the opportunity now to consolidate during sleep and to rest and during these micro gap effects, right? But anyways, let me get this tilt a lot more, right? I'm trying to get this tilt a lot more. And now I'm just trying to, there you go. Now I'm going to hold this. I can barely see it, but I'm trying to hold it to the best of my ability. And I'm trying to widen the front as well, right? The front plane. And now I'm trying to visualize the diagonal cross sections. See, like, see how I started here to here, but then this top one started here? That's a mistake because the bottom one is not extending as much as it should be, like the tilt. So like this front plane, see, this is the front plane I want to imagine, but when I start thinking about the diagonal cross sections, the top half of this front plane is good. It comes here, but then it stops halfway, and then I cut across, and then I move this one further up. Therefore, what is happening? My brain, again, is creating this type of front plane, right? And it's like, it's confused because it started here, but it didn't go down here, so it thought this is the end, and then it went up, right? All the way to make up some sort of weird gap, right? So, again, at this scale, extremely incorrect, but take a step back, try to push into this. I'm definitely in output regression right now, but push into it, really try to visualize the entire box. And again, I'm being very well aware of the fact that like where the top left of this front facing plane, like the one that's facing out this way, right? This front-facing plane is. That's technically the side of her head, but I'm trying to be very, very aware, and I'm trying to visualize the invisible XYZ as well, right? The visible, right there. There you go. Trying to see through it to the best of my ability. And now, while I'm holding this, right, even though this is relatively inaccurate, which I'm feeling good about, but now I'm holding it. I just forced myself to feel good, by the way. While I'm trying to hold that to the best of my ability, absolutely taxing the fuck out of my working memory. I'm trying to now apply and hold every single diagonal cross section, visible and invisible, right? And this is genuinely churning my brain. Like, I cannot really see anything. I have a semblance of an idea of what I'm trying to see, but whew, that was very difficult. Yeah, it's like you barely see it, but you just at least try to conceptualize and understand and really push your ability to see it, and you will over time, over hundreds of hours, right? And thousands of repetitions and attempts and all that wonderful failure shit, right? Everybody loves that failure shit. But with that being said, rest your brain, please. I'm gonna do the same as well. Oof. Okay, that was already been 20 minutes. What the fuck? Okay, we'll do one more of this, and then I will move on to drawing the box, and then obviously visualizing everything through that box as well, right? But yeah, I did not want to draw today at all. Like, I always do. It's like that really basic, I think, just genuinely, almost universal experience, maybe, right? Which is you want to draw until it's time to draw. And what does that really come down to? Like, what does that really come down to? You like the idea of drawing and accomplishing, but the feeling of friction, and I'm talking about myself, and I'm fucking, projecting it, whatever, transposing it onto the audience, whoever's listening, right? But I feel as if this is a pretty common experience. I mean, why else do people struggle learning? Why do they struggle with learning? Because we like the idea of learning things, but we don't like, the reality of the friction that we experience, like the friction I'm experiencing right now to visualize just the invisible X, Y, and Z axes, right? Like, my brain is like really sore, for lack of a better word. Like, I'm feeling a heavy pressure on my forehead, right? My neck is also tense because I'm tensing it. But again, like, it's a very difficult experience, right? Like, that's why, like, especially on days where I don't feel like drawing, I just have to keep reminding myself it's just about the effort, and that's what I'm putting in right now. That's what I'm putting in right now, right? Just the effort, because now, let's see, I got the invisible XYZ. I hold that to the best of my ability, and now I'm trying to hold this. It's already so difficult. I can barely hold the box. I'm trying to hold that, and now I'm trying to also visualize the cross sections, the invisible and visible diagonal cross sections, right? And like, now it's tilting too much, so I have to fix the tilt this way. So yeah, like, I'm trying to explain it. Hopefully I'm explaining it decently, but like, just know that, like, I'm constantly losing the tilt, losing the angle, losing the perspective, losing the entire visualization, barely seeing anything, and I'm just constantly trying to bring it back. Like, right now I just lost the entire box. I have to get the invisible X, Y, and Z axes down, and this is churning my stomach, right? And and then I'm trying to visualize the visible X, Y, and Z axes, and this is why it's purely about the effort, because my brain is actually most definitely an output regression right now, because I can't even visualize the box, but now I have to force myself to visualize the box, right? Visualize the box, invisible, and then the visible, right? And I'm trying to hold that box, the full box, to the best of my ability, and now I'm trying to visualize every single diagonal cross section while holding this tilt, because this tilt is very difficult for me to hold, right? While holding it, I'm trying to visualize, okay, this one, this visible, and then this invisible, right? And then this visible, this invisible, and then what the fuck, this invisible, and this visible. That kind of lost it there at the end, but and then the box moved up all the way here, right? So it really is about the effort, right? It genuinely, like, all we can do is focus on the amount of effort that we put in, you know, because it takes hundreds of hours, man. Right? And I know the way I'm saying it is like, oh, it takes hundreds of hours, but I'm just trying to say it as like the reality, right? Like, it takes hundreds of hours. It just, there's no way around it, you know, especially when you're trying to build a mental schema as difficult as this. Again, like, let's not forget, I'm trying to see through the box, then the entire, like, invisible diagonal cross sections, then the three center planes connecting, then the cross sections, horizontal, vertical, diagonal inside the three center planes, and then the ellipses inside of them, and then the sphere encompassing them. That is incredibly difficult, right? So, and right now, like, again, I'm in sheer cognitive distress, right? Like, sheer cognitive stress, friction. I'm really, like, the thing is, like, it is objective distress, right? It is distress, but I feel as if I do 100% want to be careful with the words I use, because, you know, you might, because you are a pussy, you might take it in the sense that, like, oh no, that means I must feel all so bad and so stressful. It's like, no, it's like, just be objective. This is cognitive distress. This is cognitive friction. My brain is releasing X, Y, and Z chemical. What chemical? Right now it's releasing norepinephrine, acetylcholine, and I'm attaching dopamine to this experience, right? Because I'm making a lot of mistakes. I'm making a lot of mistakes in seeing the box, right? So I'm attaching dopamine to all the mistakes that I'm making, and now okay, I actually see the box for a second. Holy shit. I actually see the box. Let's see. Holy shit, yeah, I actually do see the box. And now I'm trying to just hold it all together and calculate the diagonal cross sections. And by calculate, I mean I'm trying to hold that in my mind as well. And I'm making a lot of mistakes. Like, constantly, even the lines aren't, like, connecting properly, right? Some of them are diverging a little bit. The tilt is constantly trying to push itself this way, and I have to be like, no, it's this way, right? But okay, I see it. I see the box. I see through the box. This back plane is a bit invisible. Like, this part of the back plane is this part of the back plane, right? That's here, right? This part of the back plane is invisible in my mind, right? Like, it doesn't exist. But constantly trying to bring it back, right? Trying to make sure, and that's also the wrong angle. It's more like this, right? So I'm trying to get the right angle as well for the front plane, and there you go. This is the box that I'm constantly, like, and again, the box is never, like, super correct either, but let me just try to hold in my mind, trying to really lean into seeing the box. This is really taxing my working memory. I'm definitely an output regression, right? My astrocytic glycogen, the glycogen reserves, are being just fucking drained by my prefrontal cortex. My parietal lobe's trying to get into all that too, because I'm narrating what I'm thinking. What am I thinking about? I'm trying to think about the invisible XYZ axis, the visible XYZ axis, them connecting in the right perspective, right? Them connecting, having the right amount of depth for it to be a perfect cube. Then now I'm trying to hold that all together and think about every single diagonal cross section that exists on this on every plane, visible and invisible, right? I'm trying to see that to the best of my ability, right? I'm trying to really see that to the best of my ability. I'm trying to make sure the box stays exactly where it is. It isn't shifting up, it isn't shifting down. The top ends right here, the bottom ends right here, right? This is the front plane, this is the angle roughly, right? That means this one's like right around there. There you go, there's the box, right? I'm trying to connect it, and there you go. There's the diagonal cross sections that are occurring, right? This one's a bit further, a bit wider, because obviously I'm converging it decently, and I'm losing the box constantly. I'm trying to hold it. Okay, take a step back. Whew, okay, push in for another fucking 10 seconds. Fuck it. Just really try to lean into it. Let me look at the reference again, right? Let me look at the reference again. Let me just look at it one more time. Okay, now I'm trying to see it again. Right, there you go. There's the box. I need more of an angle, right? This is the back plane, back X, back X, back Y, back Z, right? A bit more subtle. Bring it all the way around. This is the visible Y, visible X, Z, visible X, right? Try to hold that to the best of my ability. And now try to see the invisible and visible diagonal cross sections. And it's happening. It's not happening well, because this back plane is completely, like, I'm just losing it constantly at this back invisible plane, but it is very difficult. And now, just for shits, I'm going to try to connect 3 center planes. This center plane, this center plane, and yeah, like, this is already wrong, because there's no depth. There's definitely no depth. Let's try that again. This center plane, there you go, and then this, something like this center plane, right? And then, where's the vertical one? And then this one. But again, while I'm doing this, you know what my brain has turned the box into? It's turned into this. That's how flat it's become. Whew. But that was a good brain workout. Again, it's a brain workout. I'll just quote Michelangelo, because I just found out about this quote of his for the past like 4 days ago, and I'm just gonna fucking run into the ground. A painter is only as good as his brain. And what is a good painter? A good draftsman. And what is a good draftsman? A good thinker. And how do you think well? By continuing to think about the extremely complex geometric problems that persist within the paper, i.e. reality, i.e. form, spatial reasoning, perspective, right? Gain some perspective. Oh, but anyways, please, please rest your brain. And I really wish I brought my water bottle. I have no hydration. How are you gonna hear my wonderful slurping noises? God damn it. But anyways, let's start by drawing the box now. Now we're actually gonna visualize and draw this box to the best of our ability, right? So let's start that now. Let's get the tilt right. There you go. That's an accurate tilt. Right, that's the tilt. And trying to get the overall trying to get the overall proportions correct. Let's see, like in terms of like the ratio of the tilt. Let me just think. Yeah, it's like this. So this is my box, and this is like barely what I saw, right? This is like this is not really a lot of what I saw. It was very difficult to even see this. And then this is this tilt, something like this. Let's see. Let's see, voice crack. Let me just look at this again. And this is where I can also practice my alignmentship, because I struggle in this angle to draw lines. But this is where the box gets its depth, right? And now, while I'm drawing this, I'm really trying to hold it all together in my mind in terms of like I'm trying to already see through the form quite a bit, right? And I'm trying to converge this a little bit, or a lot of bit, enough that like it actually makes a bit of a difference. I'm trying to really create a bit more of a realistic perspective in that sense, like have some convergence. So this is like converging down here, so this over here can have a bit more convergence as well. See, I still struggle a lot with converging on this angle, right? But this is a decent box. And by the way, like while I'm drawing this, I'm doing my best to see through this form and to think about the invisible diagonal cross sections. Like I'm already trying that. Right now I'm struggling a lot to see it here, just because my mind is diverging this. My mind is actively diverging this line, right? Why? Because I most definitely do not have a model, i.e. a consolidated chunk of information and a spatial representation in my mind on drawing a form, like seeing through the box, or like drawing a box this large of this specific type of this plane that is converging accurately, right? So all fun, all very, very fun. It is slightly converging at the top too, right? But it's basically parallel here. So something like this. That might be a bit too much, but again, while I'm drawing this, I'm doing my absolute fucking best, genuinely my absolute best, to see through the form, right? To see through the form. And yeah, the lines need work, of course. Whee! But again, it's just all thinking. Very good. So now I'm already seeing this invisible, this is actually the biggest box I've drawn thus far, Jesus Christ. But I'm already like practicing seeing the invisible and the visible. And this is gonna be like a very awkward back of the box. It's gonna be like something like this. This is the back plane basically. It's something like this. Right, a little bit of decent amount of convergence happening here, because this line has to follow the convergence as well. So it's stopping, this back line is following this basically, right? It's going like so, and you see my hands going like this. That's wrong. It's going this way, right? And I have to visualize that, and then it's stopping right around here, right? Because this is also following this line. right? And then we need to make sure this one's also following. So it's where they're all following and meeting each other, right? And this is already extreme. So this, I know this is a very difficult angle for me to visualize because I'm already struggling to understand. I'm basically struggling to consistently like hold the three lines together in the right position. Like the point where they meet, my mind wants to make it here, wants to make it here, anywhere but the accurate fucking spot, which is where the ghosting comes into play. And while I'm doing this, I'm constantly doing my best to calculate the visible cross section, invisible cross section, right? Visible, and then invisible, right around there, right? And then same again, invisible, and then visible. So that is just extremely difficult, but let me try to hold that now. Let me just try to hold that. And my mind, this back line, and wants to make it go that way, right? For some reason, my brain is just making a mistake, the beautiful mistake of wanting to make this line go this way, but that's wrong because it's following this line over here. It's following that convergence, so it's going that way. And then it wants me to stop it right around here, but that's wrong too, because if I stop it here, this line is going like this, right? It's going like that, but this one is like this, roughly. Maybe that's a bit exaggerated, but the point is like this back line should be following that. So it should be somewhere right around here. And this is the back plane, right around there. But my brain is having a lot of trouble holding on to that. And that's beautiful because I'm going to force it to hold on to it to the best of my ability, right? And I'm going to try to do my best to hold every single diagonal cross section in my mind, right? Visible and invisible. By in my mind, I mean like calculated on the page in my mind, like calculated. And then I'm going to calculate, because we're going to make things more difficult, the three center planes, right? The three center planes. This plane, and let's see, fucking the horizontal plane. What did I do? I did this plane. What the fuck did I do? This plane, this, yeah, okay, and then this one, the vertical plane, this one. And again, there's like a face on the back here, the Michael Jackson face that I drew, which is horrendous. The fucking Gollum face, right? But I have to ignore that, to actively ignore that, and to see, because that's an obstruction, right? The drawings underneath are an obstruction. I have to ignore that, see what I'm trying to see here, which is the seen through line, and then try to see this center plane going through it, like so. That's a lot of effort. So what I'm going to do right now is just sheerly no ghosting, just purely focus on visualizing the entirety. Okay, so I'm trying to see through the box again. And this face is really fucking with me because the point is basically right next to that face, right? But I'm trying my best to visualize that point. Okay, now I see through the box. I'm trying to see every single visible and invisible diagonal cross section, right? Invisible, visible diagonal cross section. While I'm trying to hold that, I'm trying to start integrating as many of the three center planes as possible, starting with this one, right? Starting with this one, try to hold that, and then try to hold this horizontal one as well. There you go. And now try to hold the other vertical one, this one. And it's so hard because I can barely hold the other two. But let me just try to really lean in and try to hold those two as much as possible. My brain's already fucking breaking. I'm in output regression because these two center planes are basically diverging and they're going all over the place. And the lines are flickering each individual line, which is an individual unit of information my brain has to manually calculate right now. It's not automatic. And while I'm doing that, I'm trying to bring in this one as well and ignoring the drawing underneath. But I'm trying to bring in this one, making sure it's going through the center point of the diagonal cross sections, right? There you go. Let's try to hold that. I'm in extreme discomfort. My body's like tensing up, my eyes are getting warm, but I'm really trying to calculate every single fucking cross section, every single diagonal cross section, the three invisible planes, and the three intersecting planes, three intersecting center planes. Just try to hold that in. I don't know, my voice sounds like this. I really don't know why it's so nasally on recording, but, but I'm trying to hold that in. And there you go. That's my real voice. But yeah, I'm trying to hold that in right now, and I can barely fucking see anything. Oh, actually, hold up. I'm trying to really fucking calculate this. It's extremely difficult. Again, my astrocytic glycogen reserves have most likely hit their floor. The ceiling. They've hit their ceiling. Not the floor. What the fuck? They've hit their ceiling. Jesus Christ. This again, like my speech is getting stilted, confused, and awkward purely because my brain energy is being all directed and consolidated towards visualizing geometric volume, right? Which is a very taxing, it's a cognitively taxing endeavor, right? But I'm trying to hold it all. Yeah, I'm actually trying to see everything right now. It's fucking insane, but I can barely do it, but I'm... Okay. Whew. Oh, that was incredibly difficult. Let's rest our brains. Let's rest our brains. Let's do it! Yeah, again, you might be wondering why? Why do I have to keep resting my brain? Well, the answer is something beautiful called the gap effect, such that after an intensive bout of effort within your learning bout in of itself, right? So like this 5 minute excursion, I guess you could call it, of me just fucking staring at this box and be like, I'm trying to see through the center lines, I'm trying to see all the visible diagonals, like the invisible and visible diagonal cross sections, I'm trying to see the three center planes, all that shit. Like once, and I'm already starting to do that while I'm talking, by the way, right? Which is extremely difficult. Talking while drawing, talking while thinking is extremely difficult. But while I'm doing all of that, right, this, after you do something intensive like this for X amount of minutes and you really lean into it, when you rest your brain, you're basically giving your brain two things. One, the opportunity to replenish its astrocytic glycogen reserves, right, to be used by our prefrontal cortex and your parietal lobe. And two, I don't know why I said total like that. And two, something called the spacing effect is occurring, the gap effect. It's called a micro gap effect in this context, right, where your brain literally is replaying what you just did at 20 times the speed, and it is essentially trying to it's literally solving the problem, right? It's trying to understand what the problem is to solve, and that's where you keep attaching dopamine to errors, right? Which is what I'm doing right now. I'm making a lot of beautiful mistakes, and I just keep attaching, just forcing myself to feel good, right? To keep attaching dopamine to errors, and now I'm again getting the diagonal cross sections. trying to, again, this drawing in the background is a huge obstruction, but trying to see the diagonal cross sections, right? Trying to see through the form, trying to see the diagonal cross sections, right? As explicitly as I can, right? Here I see it, here I see it, right? Here I see it. Let me see if that one was correct. Yeah, that was actually pretty correct. Yeah, here I see it. This one I see here as well, right? I'm trying to see that as well as I can. And the thing is, when I say see, I mean like calculate it in my mind and try to impose it onto the page, right? Visualization is probably one of the most difficult skills to build, like genuinely incredibly difficult, right? It's funny enough, I have a friend who's like a god in organic chemistry. He worked his ass off. He also has really good spatial reasoning skills when it comes to turning chemicals in his mind, right? So him and another friend of mine came over today, and when my other friend was in the pisser, taking that nice pee, I was showing him, I was telling him like, oh yeah, this is what I'm calculating: the box, seeing through the box, the diagonal cross axis, inside every single invisible plane, the three center planes, the ellipses inside of that, the center lines inside the three center planes, and then the sphere encompassing. And he's like, holy fuck, yeah. He's like, and I was like, and this is what I'm like, and 90% of this is what I do, is what turns to me being able to apply it to this, because it's all intensive spatial reasoning. And he's like, yeah, makes perfect sense. He's like, the more you drill the foundational abilities, the more you'll be able to apply it, and everything else becomes easier, right? Again, like this like has a lot of issues, but the fact that it looks like a relatively believable space has a lot of issues. I'm well aware, has millions of issues, right? But the fact that it looks like a relatively believable space is because I practiced intense geometric spatial reasoning, right? And everything preceding this, it's all in order. It's all in fucking order. So you can see exactly what he did and the rabbit holes he went down in terms of spatial reasoning and the fundamentals. And then like from one thing led to another. Now I'm here, and then I realized that, oh, I can really push my understanding of the Loomis head like 100 times more than it's ever required for like the general populace. Not that it's ever required, then what is expected. There you go. Because this is what's required, right? To become an excellent draftsman. This is what's required. But you can get very far without even having to think to this extent. But for me, it's just like, if I can just think to this extent and spend hundreds of hours doing it now, and then just keep making basically spend the first 10 to 15 years doing the extremely hard spatial reasoning, and then the following years after that, just obviously always thinking and really thinking, but just playing with the ability I gained in that during those formative decade and a half roughly, right? But anyways, like the thing is, like it actually was a bit validating, because I'm like, this guy's fucking worked hard as shit, right? He's built a very strong mind. He's genuinely like, he's done so well. He fucking like aced the MCAT and all that. He's a hard worker. He's a hard worker. Very like studies hard, right? Like, but the fact that like he immediately just looked at this, he's like, oh yeah, 100% foundations makes complete sense, right? It just makes sense to me. And I was like, holy fuck, you're the first person who I don't have to explain the merit of this to, right? You just get it. So if you're an artiste, hopefully you just get it too, right? Hopefully. But anyways, I don't know why I went on that tangent. I think it's just to say that, like, yes, even somebody who doesn't understand the merit of spatial reasoning, or like this, even somebody who doesn't understand art, once broken down to them in this context, like, they're like, oh yeah, that makes complete fucking sense, right? But it just goes to show, like, you have to be somebody who puts your brain through that sort of distress, or that discomfort, not distress, discomfort, friction, effort, right? Who puts your brain through that type of effort. Like, it makes sense that somebody who's done that will look at this and be like, oh yeah, this is just another type of thing like that, right? But with that being said, back to fucking thinking a shit ton, right? Because I have been thinking and trying to see this through the form, make many beautiful mistakes, but now I'm going to try to, again, take a step back. We're not going to ghost or anything. We're just going to visualize, see through the entire form, and then see every single cross section My dad's yelling. I think Mexico scored because he's voting for Mexico. It's Mexico versus Norway right now, if anybody's curious. In FIFA 2026, July 5th, right? 10 p.m. I believe. It's like 10:20 p.m., something like that, right? So yeah, my dad wanted Mexico to win, but fucking Norway got 2 goals when I went down to draw, and then I heard him yelling. So I think I heard him yell goal. So I think Mexico got a goal, and now he's yelling again. So I think they got another goal. It might be 2-2. It might be 2-all, right? But anyways, that aside, like I am thinking, by the way, while I'm drawing, while I'm talking about something completely unrelated. But now I'm trying to really visualize this center plane going through the center point of this diagonal cross section, right there. And I'm trying to hold that to the best of my mind. I'm trying to get this other one, right? And that's this right here. And then it's going through here, coming down here, and then going through here. Whew, that was already, and again, my eye was following this. Like it was explicitly, I was zoomed in on looking here and here. So that means I lost the overall perspective. So I have to take a step back, try to get that center plane again, right? And I'm trying to get the horizontal center plane inside as well. And I've already lost 2 of them. I have this one now. The other one, this one's gone. So I have to really, I'm really trying to fucking just hashtag locking in, we're locking in, right? I'm really fucking, I'm telling you right now, I'm in so much cognitive effort, so much cognitive friction. My working memory is absolutely taxed, right? My working memory, remember, these are biological processes, neurological processes that are occurring. This isn't a fucking feeling. This is this is actual chemicals that are being released inside your brain and your body, and inside your brain, I'm pretty sure, right? That are signaling to you that, hey, norepinephrine, stressors are being released, acetylcholine, attention is being released, right? What do we need to pay attention to? What does this stress mean? What it means is dopamine towards the errors that we make, as in we feel good about the errors that we're constantly making. And that's what I'm forcing myself to feel right now. It's like I'm constantly trying to see the 3 center planes. I'm in output regression right now, so I can't see anything, but I'm trying so hard to see. Like right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lean the fuck in and just try to see the entire seen through box, all the diagonal cross sections, visible and invisible, and the 3 center planes all at once. There you go, that was it. No, okay, like I'm just really, I might be a bit quiet, but I might like fucking just moan out some discomfort. But I'm trying to see that to the best of my ability, and I'm just forcing myself to feel good because this back line consistently keeps going this way or that way, and I have to force it to stay here. This one, again, staying there, trying to see this diagonal cross sections, right? And while I'm doing that, I'm trying to see the 3 center planes. Really have to try to see the 3 center planes to the best of my ability, and it's so fucking difficult. I can barely see one. And I'm just forcing myself to feel good and trying to see all the diagonal cross sections. Okay. Holy shit. Yeah, I was just leaning in there for the last 2-3 seconds, but now we rest our brain again. It's already been almost 50 minutes, Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna do that one more time. Right? I'm gonna try to keep it. I'm just gonna try to I'm gonna rest my brain. I'm just gonna full send it, try to see the entire thing again, hold it for like a few minutes, rest my brain again, and then we're gonna try to get the ellipses in there, right? We're gonna try to get the ellipses in there, and then the sphere around those ellipses, right? That like surround those ellipses, like the intersections of those. Very difficult, very fun, very amazing. The fact that our brains can even attempt to do this is fucking incredible. And my friend agreed. He's like, yeah, it's crazy. He's like, you can even do this, right? I don't know. My friends are being very nice. They're like, oh, this looks like some professional art. We all know it doesn't look professional. Like, I think everybody is aware. They look at this, they're like, okay, like the foreground, this is like just fucking wrong perspective. I foreshortened this bike way too much, right? Why is this person his arm is in front of the bear, but his bike, this wheel is behind. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Completely off perspective, right? Like, it's hard to tell that this is actually like a mannequin that's on top of this bear looking thing holding a bouquet. Like, I have a lot of, and this is all like down to line weight. There's a lot of issues with my line weight, right? So there's a million things wrong. I know it's not professional, but it was nice to hear, just as an aside, it's nice to hear your friends be like, oh, that looks pretty cool, right? Fucking 1,200 hours of effort, and you're like, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. But yeah, please rest your brain. If anything, I'm here to tell you, keep fucking going. I'm proud of you. The fact that you're here with me, this is not indoctrination. This is not. This is clearly not a YouTuber glazing you up so you can stay and watch these videos. This is me being genuine from the heart, right? I'm proud of you. Seriously though, let's rest our brains. We put good effort in. Good effort. All right, wonderful. This is definitely a gigantic box. I did not mean to draw the box this large, but you do what you yabba dabba do. All right, let's spend as many minutes as we can. Just okay, already like I'm gonna start seeing through the box. I'm trying to see every single diagonal cross section, and I'm trying to see the 3 center planes. There you go. Okay, so you have to verbalize it. I have to verbalize it to myself, but I'm already in that zone. I'm really trying to see everything all at once, right? At least those 3 layers of perspective that I've been saying that I'm trying to see, right? And I'm making a lot of beautiful mistakes. Like this plane is looking completely wonky, right? Like this center plane, and has to go through the center line here, has to go through the center point here, center point, not center line, here. Okay, so let's just try to, again, see it to the best of our abilities. I'm really trying to see through the box again, really trying to see through the box again, see it accurately as well, right? Like that is my plane. Trying to see it as accurately as possible, and trying to see the diagonal cross sections again, really trying to see it, and then I'm trying to see the three center planes to the best of my ability, right? Okay, that's not bad. Although I did make a mistake of this horizontal center plane. It started with the visible rather than the invisible, because you must always start with the invisible. The rule I'm setting for myself is to always start with the invisible, and I think it has a lot of merit because it's forcing you to understand the space that technically does not exist to your eye, but objectively exists within reality, right? Within the geometric reality that has been created, right? So this right here is something like, there you go. It's actually going through here. There you go. So I got that center plane wrong, but fixing it now. The horizontal center plane, the vertical center plane, trying to get them to go through as well. Like this one, this vertical one, and then this other vertical. My brown accent coming out. The other vertical one, right? I'm trying to hold that now. Try to hold it. Try to see it all. Really trying to hold it and see it all to the best of my ability. It's amazing. Yesterday I actually saw the entire fucking schema for like 4 seconds. So it's very possible that like my brain is consolidating it. But those little snippets are basically like glimpses into the future 6 months from now, you know? Like that's what it used to be like for me. Like I would get a glimpse into the future, and then 4 months later, 6 months, 5 months later, I'd be like, oh shit, I see it with much less effort now. But right now, I'm fucking putting as much effort as I possibly can to see through the box, see the diagonal cross sections, right? This invisible, right? That one, this invisible right here, and then trying to see these center planes attached to them. There you go, center planes attached. Whew, this is so difficult. That was just the horizontal one too, but like I'm really trying to see the other ones as well. And I'm just forcing myself to feel good. I'm just genuinely, and no, this is just like a fucking autist in his parents' basement staring at a piece of paper and yelling that he's trying to see things. But this all has merit. You'll all believe me when I'm good. But it's no, like drawing is thinking. This is literally you're taxing your working memory. You're trying to see things that don't exist. Like it is what it is, and it is fucking beautiful, is what it is, right? But I'm trying to see all 3 center planes right now. I'm gonna lean in. I'm trying to see everything at once. The seen through box, the diagonal cross sections, and every single the 3 center planes intersecting. Hey! No, I'm not doing that again, but let me just try to, just fucking trying so hard to visualize this right now. And I'm in output regression. This is beautiful. This is when I attach dopamine to effort, because I'm in sheer output regression. I cannot see anything. I can barely see the box. Through the box, I can barely see through the box. But just the logic of it all is absolutely butt fucking my brain, right? The logic of it all is 100% butt fucking my brain. I'm trying to hold it for another 10 seconds, right? I can hold it for another 10 seconds. Let's try to. My vision's literally going blurry. Like, I'm literally fucking getting tunnel vision. Not even tunnel vision. It's the opposite. It's like a fucking pug vision. Eyes going in this direction and that direction. Okay. Oh, that was difficult. Yeah, see, like, I always have a warm pressure on my forehead. Always. That to me, that is my physical manifestation. Jesus Christ. That, to me, that is a physical manifestation of the indication that I am in sheer cognitive friction and effort that is being put forth from my prefrontal cortex to visualize something that doesn't exist, i.e. geometric spatial reasoning, right? That is my indicator, my warm forehead. For you might be something else. For me, it interchanges between a warm forehead, a pit in my stomach, like a pit of literally like a feeling of discomfort in my stomach. A feeling of discomfort kind of waves throughout my upper body, like my traps and my shoulders, right? It is an objective physical manifestation that is being released throughout my body because of the effort that I put forward towards doing something that is extremely uncomfortable and full of friction. And this is how we learn. And now we rest our brain. All right. Whew, that was quite the quite as the youngins say, right? But oh my god. Okay. Damn, it's already been an hour, close to. All right, now here's the even more difficult next step, right? Which is I'm gonna have to visualize the scene through box, the diagonal cross sections, the three center planes, and then try to put an ellipse inside of those three center planes, right? But objectively, what is actually gonna happen? I'm gonna do one at a time, right? We're gonna do one at a time. So this is this right here. So we're gonna do, this is the center point. Yeah, so it goes through. It actually kind of cuts through. We don't really see it on the other side. There you go. But we're gonna do one at a time, right? Now this ellipse has a center point right around here, and a center point. Okay, no, it has a center point here. This is the center, and here, right? And then I'm just trying to think what it's. And again, this fucking this goddamn golem face in the background is fucking me up, but I think it's something like this. I can barely understand this ellipse, not gonna lie. Because I didn't really draw the best the plane either. Right, and again, this angle, I struggle with drawing in this angle, right? Like I struggle with drawing in this angle. Anyways, so like that's my best ellipse right now. Let's see, does that even make sense? Probably not. Right, because this is basically the gist of what I'm trying to do. So it's something like this, right? And then it goes here, and then it goes around, something like that. It's very difficult. And again, like the plane and even the ellipse inside the plane, it's literally just, it's like this, where it's like, oh, perfect curve, has to hit the point, perfect curve, and then that's like, oh, look, that's the ellipse. But it's hard to figure out, you know, this perfect curve that is, of course, reasoned geometrically, right? Because if we take it on this side, same thing, right? And then it closes. There's a lot. There's a beautiful amount. So again, let's just try to visualize. And again, like a lot of this might, like I'm at a point now where it might actually go over the beginner's heads, but you just have to understand that it's constant calculations based on the logic that we can find, right? Like what is the logic I'm talking about? Well, if you have a plane, right? If you have a plane, let's just say this is a perfect plane. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right? How do you get the center point? You connect the corners, this corner, that's the diagonal, this corner, that's the diagonal. Look at that, that's the center point. Okay, then we go straight down in perspective. We go straight to the side in perspective, right? Now we got all the cross sections of this plane. How do we get the ellipse? Well, it connects as like a perfect curve, right? And this just sheer trial and error to get this type of curve that connects to these ends, right? To these ends. Same thing here to this end, to these 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a perfect fucking, like just curved alongside it. And then it's like, oh, ta-da, we got our ellipse, right? And then it's like, oh, wait, but it's projected outward too, like so, right? And there's a plane on that side, and then same fucking math follows. And you're like, did I get the perfect curve? Did I not? No, maybe I did. That's difficult. It's extremely difficult, but I'm trying to do that on this scale, right? So let's see, like, what is this, what is this sphere, ellipse, not sphere, sorry, ellipse. It's something like this. There you go, that's my ellipse. And then here we have an ellipse, right, where it's something like right around here. And I'm fucking up the back side, like the side underneath, but let's see, it's something like this. No, actually I got it wrong. It has to be this way, right? So it has to be something like, there you go. Yeah, this is my ellipse here. And I think I barely see it, but I do see it a little bit, right? Because it's also based on the plane that it's inside. So I'm trying to hold these two ellipses, and then I'm trying to see this large ellipse, right? Which is actually probably the easiest, because it's just like a giant fucking circle this way, right? But let's see. Okay, and then now that I'm trying to hold all of these three ellipses together, which I can barely do, by the way, I want to be very clear. It's like a fucking 2% there, bro. Like, I can barely fucking see it, right? Because I'm also trying to see through the box and all the diagonal cross sections and the three center planes. So while I'm trying to do that voice crack, let me just try to get the, there you go, this, the sphere. So it's sphere something like this, right? It starts here. I'm trying to think of like the other ellipses as well, right? Because right now I just have the horizontal one, which is already very difficult to think about. But I have this horizontal one. Now I'm trying to see the vertical one. And again, I'm just forcing myself to feel good because I'm in a lot of cognitive distress. Cognitive friction. I'm in a lot of cognitive friction and stress. Not distress, stress. I do apologize. I genuinely apologize. It's not the language I want to be using. So I do apologize, right? But I'm in a lot of cognitive friction. So let me try to see the other ellipses, right? And then this one is something like, it's going around here. So I'm trying to encompass that. And then this is the front one, and there you go. There's my sphere. Can I see the ellipses inside of it? While I draw it, I'm gonna try my absolute fucking best to understand it to the degree that I can. This vertical one's really fucking with me, but like the ellipse there, but I'm trying really fucking hard to see it all, while I also try to see through the form and try to see the center planes inside of it. That's extremely difficult right now. Like, that's so fucking difficult. I can't even explain because I can't see the three center planes, and I can barely see the ellipses now. I can only see the sphere, which doesn't make any sense because the sphere is based on the connection around the ellipses, right? Or the sphere is based on like connecting via the ellipses. But trying to see to the best of my ability. Okay, let's try that one more time. Oh my god, yeah, I'm trying to, like, this vertical ellipse is really fucking with me here, right? But let's see, something like this. Okay, so, oh, that was a fucking headache. All right, I'm gonna rest my brain, and then we're gonna try to envision that one more time. And I say headache in a good way, like, that felt great. That genuinely felt great. So, like, I want to be very clear, like, this is all a great fucking feeling, right? This cognitive friction, this working memory being taxed, right? The output regression, because that was an output regression there, right? But I'm trying to see it, and now I'm gonna rest my brain. We're gonna try that one more time, and the next time we try it, we're gonna try to see it, and then we're gonna try to just draw the face on top of it. So let me get the good pen, right? But yeah, please rest your brain. God damn. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, completely unrelated, but I watched this movie called The Mitchells versus the Machines. Bro, so fucking good. So fucking good. Like, genuinely, what a fucking good movie. Holy shit. The art style, the animation, people always... If you're an artist, I assume you don't conflate it, but people generally conflate art style and animation, right? They say the animation's amazing when they mean the art style is amazing. Amazing? Amazing! It's like, okay. But, like, they say the art style is, or the animation's amazing when it's actually the art style that they're talking about, and vice versa, right? But both of them, and the fucking storyboarding, like, the choreography, like, the scene transitions, dude, if you want just a nice visual treat, watch Mitchells versus the Machines. But it's a great story. I actually laughed a lot too. It's genuinely really good movie. I was shocked. Sony Animation killing it. At least with this movie, right? But anyways, back to visualizing, back to trying to understand something that is extremely difficult to understand. And then I'm trying to see the sphere, right? I'm trying to see... Oh, my brain just created the wrong ellipse here too, but I'm trying to see the... Oh my god, like, I can't even see the center planes anymore. Holy shit, yeah, I can't see the center planes anymore. I'm trying to see the... oh my god, dude. Yeah, I can't see anything. Holy shit. Okay, trying to see the ellipses. Let's try to see through the box again. See through the box. Okay, I can see the diagonal cross sections, right? I see all of that, right? That's pretty good, right? And then now the center planes. Okay, I can see them. Again, when the center planes get added is when things get really like tested and they're very difficult. But even then, the center planes, I can see them decently well, right? Not all at once, but I can see them decently well individually and like as a general idea all at once, right? But now when I add the ellipses to that, and this is where ghosting is going to be really important, right? When I add the ellipses to this experience, right, this is where it starts going to shit. And this is amazing because this is where I need it to go to shit. So because this is where I'm forcing myself to feel good. Like my brain needs to learn this, and needs to learn this feeling of discomfort and this feeling of just being wrong, right? Just being absolutely and utterly fucking incorrect. Oh my god, this feels so fucking good. This feels so good, bro. But and it's so difficult, and it's so difficult, right? Like this feels so good and it's so difficult. I'm trying to hold these 3 ellipses to the best of my ability. I'm trying to use the math to be able to think about them accurately. And now I need to see the sphere. Let's see the sphere. Right? Okay. Now this is where I need to start drawing okay, let me get the good pen. Because I need to try to hold, now this is the difficult part. This is, I know I say it for every fucking step, but this is the fucking quintessential, this is the quintessential culmination of the difficult part, which is this right here. Seeing the ellipse, seeing all 3, seeing all together, and now trying to think about the fucking features, right? Trying to think about the fucking features. How the fuck am I supposed to do that, right? Trying to draw this 3-dimensional features on top of it. Let's see. This is actually like where the, I'm trying to think, where's this ellipse ending? It's like right around here, right? And my brain is beautifully creating the wrong ellipse, right? Because the center plane doesn't make sense and it's not creating the right ellipse. But I think it's something like so. So it's like, I think it's like right around here. Yeah, there you go. It's like right here. Right, this is where the, let's see. No, this is where the, yeah, this is actually where the edge of the goddamn head is. Right? Did I use the wrong pen? Is this the right pen or the wrong pen? This is the wrong pen, my bad. This is the other one. Can't tell. I actually don't know if this is the good pen or not anymore, but either way, I'm trying as hard as I fucking can to visualize this sphere. Yeah, this is the good pen. There you go. Right? The pen that actually has ink. And doing this while trying to hold the entirety of the like seen through form. It's getting easier. Funny enough, actually, it's getting a lot easier to see through the form while I'm getting better at reminding myself as well. Let's not forget, I'm getting better at reminding myself to think through the form and to constantly be thinking about seeing through the form and seeing the diagonal cross sections, everything. Every time I look here at, like every time I look away and every time I look back and try to think about the forms, right? The forms for this fuckery. For the face, god damn it, bro. I can't fucking think right now. Fuck off. Right, but this is incredibly, and again, that was an unconfident mark. I made that mark without thinking because I was too busy looking back and forth. Again, that doesn't mean I'm like so good at being able to do this without looking, right? But it is getting slightly easier to, yeah, it is getting, that was a mistake, but it is getting slightly easier to think through the form. That was a mistake as well, but it's getting slightly easier to think through the form. I guess that's all I'll say. Right? Let's just do this. Not even a shadow, that was intentional, but whatever. Fucking. But it doesn't mean like right now, like I can barely see anything. Like I can genuinely not see anything, but either way, I need to constantly be trying to think about the ellipses to the best of my ability. And my brain is not creating good ellipses because it's already trying to think about so much. But this is the beauty of learning. This is genuinely the beauty of learning, because right now I'm struggling a lot to and her nose should have been a lot bigger. Should have made her nose a lot pointier. But let's see, the ellipse, not the ellipse, the lips, fuck. The lips or something like this, right? And then it comes backwards, and then it is puckering. There's a bit of a puckery lip. And then we got the bottom lip. And while I'm doing this, I can't see anything. I'm telling you right now, like while I'm constantly looking back and forth between the perspectives, I can't see much. But yeah, like I can't see much. And this is all wrong too. Like I always get this the lips pretty incorrect. And let's see, she has a little chin mark right there. And that actually goes perfectly into the jaw, which is like right around there. So now we can get the jaw. Now we have to think about the ear, right? Where's the ear? So the ears, let's see, it's basically like, if we're looking at it from the side, it's this right here, like this area. That's the ear, right? In terms of the box, and the sphere as well, same thing. Like if we're looking at it the side of the sphere, Loomis proportions say this is roughly where the ear is. Right? Again, Loomis is a template, but the template seems to hold up pretty fucking consistently. Like it's a template for a reason, right? So let me get the ear. Again, this is I have to see through the box, to see through all the diagonal cross sections. I have to see the center planes, everything, and I have to see the let's see, the fucking that's exactly what I was trying to say. No, I'm trying to see the ears like right around there somewhere, and that seems to hold true. And like I want to be very clear. Like at this point, when I say that seems to be hold true, that's just based on like, it's not because I'm trying to do guesswork, but it's just what my brain is currently capable of. Is like trying to calculate everything at this point basically does come down to a little bit of guesswork. Right, but there you go. There's the jaw. There's the jaw. Right, and let's get her face connected. Let's see, something like this. Her eyes. We don't really see the other eye at all. We just see this, basically this fucking eyebrow. Maybe we could have made the eyebrow thicker. This eye we do see. Let me get her forehead in there. Right, this eye we do see. And again, while I do this, I don't really see through the box, but I'm trying to, but I don't really see through the box, right? Or anything, because I'm looking back and forth consistently right now between the reference and not the reference, right? There you go. Her eyes are like slightly closed, I guess you could say. She's kind of like, it's a bit autistic. She's not making eye contact. Right. There you go. Okay. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Again, this is great for just trying to visualize and place something. Basically, the whole point of this is to build a schema such that the face does actually sit accurately within the perspective. Now comes the fun part, right? And that isn't sarcasm. The fun part is this right here. This very, very, very taxing part right here, which is... Oh, fuck. See, I already fucked up the line. Trying to draw the box. Seen through. Right, there you go. That's what I was basically trying to see. Or that is basically what I was seeing quite a bit actually, right? That's the seen through cube. That's what the face sits inside, right? We have the sphere right around here. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna try my best to, while I'm drawing these seen through forms, I'm gonna try my best to also keep visualizing the center planes to the best of my ability, right? Because it is going to make it easier as I continue to do this, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't continue to try, right? And again, I'm purposefully like drawing these in really wonky, like making these lines in really awkward, uncomfortable positions for myself, because that is going to teach me line confidence. I saw this great Instagram post. I don't know the artist's name. I follow a lot of artists, so if you ever want some really good artists, like great draftsmen, pen and ink, graphite, whatever the fuck, like just good draftsmen to follow, concept artists, right? Just go to my Instagram, link in description, and it's on my channel, right? But yeah, it's linked in description. It's just under socials. I only have that right now because I don't really have any other socials. And just follow those people. Don't follow me. I don't offer anything of value. I think you're all well aware of this. But follow them. Like they have great art, and very inspirational. But yeah, anyways, very inspirational. But anyways, no, like this one artist was just like, yeah, it's just slow down. He's like, because the slower you go, the more you can think, right? And I'm like, I completely agree. And while I've been talking, I haven't been able to think at all because, you know, me saying, hey, I want to think and see through the forms versus actually doing it while I'm talking, while I'm drawing all these clusterfucky lines, two completely different things, right? But that is something I'm trying to keep in the back of my mind at least while I do this, right? And then this one right here, this one at the front. So yeah, this is just the first step. This is what I try to visualize before I even put the before the box even exists, right? Like this is what I'm trying to visualize. Am I doing it well? No. Am I doing my best? Yes. So deep, so inspirational, so whatever the fuck else you want to call it. I'm gonna shower after this. Completely unrelated, but I will shower after this. Right, come shower with me. Give me your attention, right? Give me your action, right? Very good. Come shower with me. But let's see. Okay, this is this vertical one, right? And like obviously my language isn't the best because I never know what to call these properly. So I just say this vertical one, this vertical one, this horizontal one. But hopefully it gets the fucking point across. It's like, oh, he's thinking quite a bit, isn't he? Right? My. But either way, slowly but surely, building a schema, right? Slowly but surely, and don't call me Shirley, building a schema that will be consolidated and will one day be like, wow, this guy can draw. Of course, that's not happening anytime soon. And it shouldn't happen anytime soon because I don't deserve for it to happen anytime soon because I've not put in the work for it to happen at all, right? I've only put in, again, what do I always say? You wouldn't know because you don't actually listen to anything I say. But what do I always say? You're only as good as the work you put in, right? Oh, such a meritocratic, right, view of, oh, my dad yelled again. I think Mexico's winning. Or maybe like they missed a shot, or maybe like they almost got it, or maybe they saved something. Actually, there's a fucking million variables that could have happened. I'm literally just, I'm focusing only on the goal, but it's not just about the goal. Wait, what the fuck? Which one is this? This, here. How the fuck does that work? That doesn't look like it's connecting. Wait, this, yeah, so I drew this center line wrong, but it's a little bit off. Damn, what the fuck? What? Oh no, it's this way. Fuck, I fucked that center line up. There you go. Okay, it's just, yeah, my eyes are like warm. It's so warm. It's so fucking warm, you know, because of all the thinking I've been doing. But anyways, let's get this. Let's see this right here. This is the center, right? That center. So what do we got here? We got something like this. Let me try to get this as scientifically accurate as I can, right? Let's see. There you go. That's has issues for sure. I think actually this should have been a bit further back. Again, geometric spatial reasoning, definitely very, very difficult, but that's the ellipse, I think. There's so many issues. There's so many issues. But, and then where's this one, right? This one is something like, no, that's completely inaccurate. What the fuck did I do here? Something like this. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Like that. And then the vertical one. This one is, let's see. Where the fuck am I, bro? There you go. Something like this. It's like quite a clusterfuck, but obviously, like at this point, I can't see anything. So this is purely just me, like, fucking combusting my brain. But this is wrong. Like, this is, it's so hard to tell what the fuck's going on at this point, but, and then the sphere is just something that's basically going through it all, and it's connecting. There you go, something like this. Obviously I didn't even connect it properly because like it should be up there. That's actually quite a few issues. I mean, this actually should have been a lot more. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's a bit better. This ellipse. Either way, ta-da, sphere. This one's actually a pretty big clusterfuck in terms of like what I've put forth, but There you go. That's the sphere. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle when you can't see the ellipses properly. It's a fucking struggle. But especially like when all these fucking center lines get in the way. You know what? I'm gonna do it the other way from now on. I'm gonna do the goddamn diagonal cross sections in gray, and we're gonna do the center lines in green, right? Yeah, we're gonna do it the other way because this is fucking with me. Because then I can't draw the right ellipses. If I'm not getting the reps to be able to see the ellipses, Jesus Christ, my East Asian's coming out. But my ellipses correctly, then that's just an impediment. So yeah, I definitely understand the concept of the diagonal cross sections now, visible and invisible. So we're gonna switch the colors that we use, right? We will separate the colors, right? We will kill the juice. What is that? That's a Sausage Party reference. Really funny. I think it was like the fucking German bratwurst. It was saying they want to kill the juice. It's funny. Very hilarious, right? And I was gonna make like an anti-citric joke, but it doesn't rhyme with Semitic, so like citratic, it doesn't make it. It's not funny, goddammit, it's not a good joke. Kill yourself in Minecraft, Biggie, because apparently I can't say just kill yourself anymore, right? I don't know how to work around these terms of services. I just agreed, because I was just like, oh, monetization, yes, of course, I'll do anything they want. Slurp, slurp, the slurp, slurp. But anyways, with that being said, I hope you put a lot of fucking effort in. That was good. It was really, again, always a great practice session, genuinely great practice session, really fucking fun. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you put a lot of effort in. I hope you tried your best. And please rest your brain after this. Please rest your brain for at least 10 to 15 minutes. No stimulation, nothing. Nothing phone, get the fuck off that shit. No noises, just lie down, fucking do nothing, right? Learn to enjoy nothing. So, and that's good for your brain too, the consolidation period after you do a difficult learning bout. But with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please, give me my